everyone, and welcome inside the Bahakel Sports studio. I am Jeff Taylor alongside John Treach and Jack Taylor, and this is the Blitz Playoff Edition. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, for the next 30 minutes, we'll bring you all the scores and highlights from the second round of the state playoffs.
Yeah, we'll recap our Bahakel Sports game of the week between Providence Day and Charlotte Christian, who met tonight in the Independent School State semifinals.
And we're going to start our highlights with a game you were at, Jack, between J.M. Robinson and Northwest Cabarrus.
Yeah, the battle for the Parkway round 2. This was a light stopping, it was a town closing game. There wasn't a person not in this area to see this matchup between these two teams. J.M. Robinson, of course, the conference champs, and they're looking to go 2 for 2 in this one. Big play off the top. Alex Walker passing it to Porter Branham. He takes it all the way down to the red zone, but unfortunately they get stopped in forward. Look who was there, though. Head coach of the Charlotte 49ers.
In the house.
Checking out some of the local Concord talent, and there was a lot to look at, especially on the defense. James Milligan taking off and taking it the other direction there to put Northwest Cabarrus in good field position. They wouldn't get anything off of that turnover, but it doesn't matter because a few plays later, as soon as J.M. Robinson got the ball back, they would give it right away again. Isaac Lee picked off by James Milligan again in consecutive drives, taking out a lot quicker that time, but this would lead to a lot more points on the board. Alex Walker passing it out to Cecidio. Castricone was able to secure it, stay on his feet, get all the way to the sideline, try to make some magic happen, but hey, he's in scoring position, so they put Northwest Cabarrus in a good spot. They're already up 3-0. Alex Walker flipping it out to Ray J. Waters.
Nice name.
One of the best names around. He puts Northwest Cabarrus up early in this one, 10-0 in the second quarter. So now J.M. Robinson trying to put some points on the board, get the home crowd going. Isaac Lee had some issues in passing, but not in this play. Zayd Burnett somehow gets out of this pile, almost gets a little bit away, but then ended up taken down right there. But they're going to get in scoring position a few plays later, and Isaac Lee hands it off to Knowledge Wright, and he runs it right in for the score. J.M. Robinson's going to go 2 for 2 this year against Northwest Cabarrus, moving on to the next round.
Hey, next up, it was Weddington playing host to Chambers. Picked this one up in the second half. Both teams struggling to move the football. Chambers with a little life. They put together a drive through the air and through the ground. Braylon Vincent is going to take the handoff. He's going to get some yardage. He's going to get Chambers inside the red zone, and that drive would stall with the short field goal, about a 20-yarder. That would pull Chambers within 11. Chambers would add one more touchdown to make it 14-10 Weddington. The Weddington Warriors struggling in the second half. QB Tyler Budge, he could not get the offense on the same page the entire night, as you're going to watch with this pass coming up right here. But the 14 points scored by Weddington would be enough. They hang on tonight to beat Chambers 14-10, and they will move on. Take a look. Weddington will now take on Charlotte Catholic as we take a look at the scoreboard, who upset T.C. Roberson 24-21. So Weddington and Charlotte Catholic, they will meet in the third round of the playoffs. Charlotte Catholic with another big upset, beating the number 8 seed T.C. Roberson. 2
straight road wins, beat Myers Park on the road, throttled them.
Yeah. That's tough.
It's a great win. We go to Huff. Their annual residency in the second round of the playoffs, taking on Porter Ridge, and you know it's going well when the kickoff team has swag. They also have the best kicker on the planet, too. A slow start gave way to the Huskies in the red zone. Jason Enciso attacks and scores. Here comes the game wrecker, James Nesta. Boomer Sooner. He's Oklahoma bound. It was ruled an incomplete pass, but it was a forced fumble. To Porter Ridge's credit, they would fight until the end. Harrison Johnson gets open on the throwback. They would score their one of their only 2 touchdowns. Huff's offense was in a groove. Trey Blakeney to that bad man. Enciso looking like Marshall Falk out of the backfield. Anthony Walker, James Madison bound, reintroducing himself to destruction. Huff is in the Sweet 16. A huge win, and it is an annual event.
Okay, so let's take a look at some of the other scores from around the area tonight, the Queen City included. Jack, take away.
Yeah, we talked about it. Sun Valley and Grimsley. We're hoping to see another team from the area, but Huff will be taking on Grimsley coming right, actually having to go on the road there as well.
And Grimsley knocked them out of the playoffs last year, so this is definitely a revenge game.
It'll be on their minds, yep.
It's going to be a big one.
Definitely, and you take a look, Mallard Creek there. Cinderella run comes to a close at Watauga, who is a 2 seed for a reason, but what a game, 20-14. That's playoff football.
Hey, so kudos to all the teams that move on tonight. Like you said, some big upsets, especially with Catholic doing what they did. That was pretty impressive. Hey, don't go anywhere. We have more coming up, including a look at our game of the week that was streamed on Bahakel Sports this evening.
It was a neighborhood rivalry that means even more when the two meet in the playoffs. Providence Day, Charlotte Christian.
Yep, that's right. And as we go to break, take a look and a listen from our student section of the week. It's the students from Weddington High School going crazy and rowdy. We can hear them as we'll be right back.
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to The Blitz as we bring you all the action from around the area. Our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week, which was live streamed on BahakelSports.com tonight, was a matchup between two independent schools located just 2 miles away from each other. Our neighborhood rivalry, it was Providence Day playing host to Charlotte Christian in the semifinals of their state playoffs. And let's take a look at the highlights.
As you said, it's a big game between two neighboring schools right down the road from each other as you travel along Sardis. A rematch for the ages, and Charlotte Christian looking for redemption after losing in the first one in the regular season.
Not a good way to start.
Nope, not the stuff they wanted. Owen Farrell picked off by Kairos Skanes, who takes it all the way to the red zone. Big play for the Chargers right off the bat. Jaden Davis does what he does best. Out to Channing Goodwin, way over in the end zone, all alone.
All by himself.
To put Providence Day on the board early and on the board often. Now, Charlotte Christian in their last matchup got blown out by Providence Day. They haven't had an even game since that one in the regular season where they were just a point apart. Here was going to be a bit more of that game. As you can see, they powered in the end zone really quickly. They were actually on top at one point, but as you listen closely, you can hear the Wolfpack howl and Brody Barnhart, the NC State commit, taking it to the house on the punt return.
Wow.
No one's going to touch him. He's gone.
That's a big play right there.
Ahead as the half expires.
Turnovers and big plays on special teams.
Yep.
That's always wins ball games.
So you can see Charlotte Christian trying to make some magic happen in the second half. Owen Farrell scampering in himself to get a touchdown going. He says, Jaden Davis, I can do it too. Jaden Davis says, I'm going to do it over the air instead.
Slow motion action?
And who is it going to go to? Who do you think? Channing Goodwin?
I'm going to say, yeah.
Jordan Ship.
Well, Jordan Ship, there we go. I was going to say Channing Goodwin, nope, but no, next play maybe.
Now
we go.
Jaden Davis to Channing Goodwin. I mean, it gets tiring just saying it over and over. Switch it up a little bit, you know?
He can just pick who he wants to throw to. It's fine.
Absolutely. So they got out to a big lead as the third quarter went. So the Knights trying to get back into the final minutes of this one, pulling out all the stops. Farrell to Henley. Henley to Tate. E-step right back to Farrell. All alone is Corbin Hall with the flea flicker.
All that misdirection and flea flicker, it does its job.
And then Ryan Henley tacks on the 2-point conversion. It's an 8-point game. Charlotte Christian in scoring position with a chance to take the lead or tie it. The Chargers, though, going to strip sack him. The ball pops out into the hands of Providence Day. That'll seal this one as Providence Day moves on to the state championship.
Yeah, and when they played last year, earlier this year, they had 4 turnovers in that game. So the 4 turnovers, can hurt you every single time. Now, Providence Day, they're going to make the trip to Georgia next week to take on Raven Gap. And we talked a little bit about it. They are going to play for the NCIS AA state title. Raven Gap with a win tonight against Christ School. And there's the score there, 49-10. No big surprise there. I mean, the two met earlier this year.
Yep.
And, of course, Raven Gap got the best of them. Jaden Davis didn't have his best game there. So we'll see what happens. I know that's who they want to, do that. I know they want to get that win.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see what happens there. Now, that game actually will be aired right here on BahakelSports.com. It'll be our game of the week next week. That is the state championship. So we'll see what happens there. Hey, stick around. We have more for you coming up on the Blitz, including highlights from Butler, who hosted West Forsyth tonight. We'll be right back.
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back inside the Bahakel Sports Studio. I'm Jeff Taylor, John Treach, Jack Taylor. A lot more games to get to tonight before our time is done, including Mooresville taking on Mount Tabor tonight.
Yeah, this one was a bit of a shocker as I got there. Scoreboard 13-0. Blue Devils trailing for the first time pretty much all season long.
All season.
So need some big defense, and they brought it here. Blue Devils with the big sack. Jamari Farmer throws him, and then they just collide into a sea of blue to take him down. So now, other side of the field, Brody Norman had some struggles in this game, but he's going to find Dominic Marin on the sideline, stretching out for that one to get them into scoring position to try to get this team on the board for the first time all night in the third quarter. 9 minutes left in that quarter. Brody Norman, again, he's going to take it himself on the fake, trying to juke out a couple of defenders and power his way to the goal line. He's only going to get just a little bit short. So, next play. What do you think?
Yep.
Eric Heel. He's done it all season long. He's done it again. He keeps running. He didn't stop at all. But, unfortunately, they would lose this one and are knocked out of the playoffs. Mooresville lost to Mount Tabor, who's upset 2 teams now in 2 weeks. And they move on to second round. Heck of a season for Mooresville, but what a way to end.
Yep. All right, Butler Bulldogs taking on West Forsyth. Butler coming in to make sure they continue their path toward a state championship. We're going to pick it up West Forsyth with the ball inside the 5-yard line. Cayman Chaplin with the carry. He refuses to go down. Touchdown after the run. West Forsyth actually leading 7-0. Butler comes right back, though. A 36-yard touchdown run of their own right there. Man. They missed the extra point. 7-6. West Forsyth with the lead. And then something you don't see, they fumbled the extra point actually on the attempt. Second quarter for you. Jaden Farmer. He's going to get into the backfield for the sack. Now things not going well for West Forsyth. Then Zachary Lawrence for the Bulldogs. He is going to come up on the quarterback keeper from the 1-yard line.
Tush push.
Tush push. There we go. Touchdown there.
Wow.
Butler goes on to crush West Forsyth 47-7 and move on.
They're the 6th seed, but they may not be. They may be better than that.
Yeah.
To West Charlotte and High Brighton. West Charlotte leading 9-0 at the half. K.D. Smith bouncing to the left, picking up the first down before being ushered out of bounds. Same drive. It's Dante Nicholson. Finally got rid of those pink uniforms. They're back in business. 16-0. High Brighton Panthers driving. How about Miguel Morales runs behind a great block for the touchdown. Right there. They go for 2. Gerald Felder lowering his head at the goal line, and yes, it breaks. Just be a little bit. Just a little bit.
None of the stickers popped off.
Into the third quarter, K.D. Smith going to pick up the first down and more before he makes this great play. K.D. Smith is a great dual threat quarterback, and it's paved the way to a 29-8 win. West Charlotte advances.
Wow. Hey, now let's take a look at some more scores from around the area as we check in on the 3A bracket. Jack, take a look.
Yeah, starting off at the top, the number 1 seed against 16 Crest, no shocker there. Taking on Statesville, they take them 28-16.
How about Central Davidson and Dudley as we take a look? Dudley, the 4 seed, well seeded, 48-6 the final.
Yeah, no surprise there either. East Lincoln up against West Henderson, and we're going to see that they had an actual win in that one. They had another game as well. A lot more action for you, and you can see us too excited for it. But Pisgah and Oak Grove as well. These 2 teams are going to be taking on each other. West Henderson up against Oak Grove in the 3rd round. That'll be a big game as we go forward.
Absolutely. So, hey, listen, we have more coming up for you on the Blitz right after this. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot more coming at you on the Blitz.
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back inside the Bahakel Sports studio and the Blitz. I'm Jeff Taylor alongside John Treats and Jack Taylor. We have one more segment for you as we bring to a close this week's high school football playoff action here in the Queen City.
Yeah, one school that made a deep run in the playoffs last season was Independence. Tonight, Coach McFadden and his team traveled to East Forsyth for their second round matchup.
Yeah, let's take a look. They were obviously upset with that seeding, so they're making sure everyone pays for it. Look at Vontrez Birch here. He actually caught it. They said he fumbled it, and then he got it back. Somehow gets a touchdown on that one. I'm not sure how that ever works at all.
Counts.
But no instant replay, so they benefit a little bit. Next play here, Brian Crowder is going to line up, take the screen pass, make a man miss, turn on the Jets, take it to the end zone, touchdown Independence. They would pile on all night long. East Forsyth here trying to get something going. They're going to fumble the ball. Independence recovers it, takes it the other way. So what do you do after you fumble the ball? You give it to your top guy. And who is that in Independence? None other than their big, surly running back, Jaden Jones. He's going to make a few men miss, find a hole, get to the end zone, coming right into your living room. He says, hey, how you doing? He's got something coming out of his nose. It is swagger, and it is another win as they move on to the next round, upsetting East Forsyth.
All right, let's head out to Monroe, who took on West Lincoln. Best enter of the night, the player up front with the few aerobatic moves there. Redhawks ready to go. West Lincoln would get going early. Jalen Winnix is going to get the carry, and he would get West Lincoln down to the 5-yard line. Very next play, Jacob Coleman, the running back. He's going to come right at you. He's going to barrel his way into the end zone. The Rebels up 7-0. The Redhawks, however, would answer. Zachariah Melton is going to catch the swing pass here out to the right. He's going to turn it into some yardage. He will set up the Redhawks in scoring position. Nice move there. Nice run there. Next play, Keegan Chambers, the quarterback. He calls his own number. He scores from 5 yards out to tie it up at 7. The Redhawks going to win this one, and a close one, 35-27. Congrats to Monroe on their win there.
So yeah, they'll be taken on in the third round then as we see the scoreboard coming up. Taking on Bunker Hill. They'll be having to travel for the first time this postseason as well, so we'll see how they shake out on the road.
I think they'll be all right.
They're going to be fine.
Yeah. We go on to East Surrey, community of Davidson. This is what it's all about. Tanner Mullins broke his arm in 3 places. He's a captain. He'll play with one arm. We call him the club, the punt block club, the touchdown club.
Oh, my goodness.
Everyone in school is now going to wear a cast now if that happens. Every time you wear a club, CSD's ball, and yes, it's an interception. No, the club takes it back.
Are you serious?
He's a superhero.
Stop it.
Jason Pierre-Paul over here.
Not all throws went for first downs for CSD. East Surrey's Noah Feltz with a pick and a 60-yard return deep into CSD territory in Huntersville. How about Lyndon Fleming Jr., a great back, number 3, big back, cashes in. We have a great game. Final play of the first half. How about a buzzer beater? Connor Ferguson to Oliver Morris. Touchdown.
Got the feet in.
25-18. CSD is 11-1 and moving on. And the winner will play Forest Hills. Getting it done. An upset on the road. They had to travel for that to Randleman. Big win. 3-touchdown win. Salisbury, North Carolina, one of the most historic towns, and yes, they can ball. The undefeated Hornets welcome Maiden to the nest. Sweet 16 on the line, 11-0 Salisbury. They've got great players. They got a great running back. He's going to take this one all the way to the house, 60 yards. Their quarterback, Mike Jeter, he's going to Army. They love that. He can control the air, too. Interception. He plays both sides of the ball. Salisbury was not scored upon. 41-0 the final. They take care of Maiden, and they are moving on. Still undefeated.
Congrats for them. Hey, let's take one more look at the scoreboard and check in on some of the other finals, in particular the 2A scores. Jack.
Yep, Shelby, Lincolnton, no surprise there. Another Thursday night matchup. Looking at Mountain Island and Robbinsville in the next one. And another big matchup there on Thursday night at Robbinsville as well, taking the win there. And then Swain County upsetting Bessemer City right down the road. So they will be knocked out of the playoffs. Just one more, or a couple more for you here as we look at 1A.
Yeah, Mountain Island, by the way, that's a lot of geographic terms.
It really is.
It's confusing. Mountain Heritage wins 38-14, and North Rowan, reppin' Rowan County, 49-34, perhaps the highest scoring game in our area.
So, some great football. Let's just talk about it real quick as we think about the next round and stuff. I'm a little concerned about Weddington and the way they played tonight. They just didn't look good in the second half. I'm a little concerned about them. Who impressed you the most tonight, you think?
Yeah, and to Weddington, they like to play ugly. They like to play up to Thanksgiving, so I think they're going to be okay. Huff, They had a shutout going until deep into the fourth quarter. They are impressive. I think they might be the best team from our area, not named Butler.
Yeah, I think Grimsley is just taking out all the teams in our area, saying we don't want anyone from this part of the state coming into the playoffs. So we'll see how they continue. And, of course, you're going to see as Huff has to travel for the first time.
How about those 3A teams, though? Yeah,
they're making noise. Yep.
You got a lot of great teams in that area. J.M. Robinson still undefeated.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Hey, listen, thanks for joining us on the Blitz. We'll see you next Friday with round 3 action. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next Friday on the Blitz.